The year 1066 is frequently remembered as the moment England simply changed hands from one king to another. But what if that conventional understanding misses the profound, violent upheaval that truly reshaped a nation? It began in January 1066, with the passing of King Edward the Confessor, the last of the Anglo-Saxon House of Wessex. His death marked the end of over a century of native rule and plunged England into a succession crisis. Harold Godwinson was elected by the Witan, yet his reign was tragically cut short at the Battle of Hastings, where he fell to Duke William of Normandy. This victory initiated a conquest that would fundamentally alter England for centuries. This was no mere change of guard at the top, it was a brutal reordering, the full implications of which were only beginning to unfold. Initial Anglo-Saxon resistance against this new Norman elite materialized in numerous anti-Norman rebellions throughout the years immediately following Hastings. The native English aristocracy, clinging to a fading legacy, rallied in defiance. However, by the second anniversary of the pivotal battle in 1068, these major uprisings had failed to coordinate effectively, allowing the Norman occupiers to suppress them piecemeal. With each new, formidable castle erected by William's forces, a root of Norman permanence dug deeper into the very soil of England, signaling a rule intended not for a generation, but for an eternity. This simmering resentment and fragmented resistance would not remain contained. It escalated, culminating in the ferocious Great Northern Rebellion on January 31st, 1069. Northumbrians, driven by a deep sense of injustice, massacred Flemish mercenaries in Durham, igniting a widespread revolt across the north. Figures like Edgar Atheling and Cospatrick assaulted York, while Harold's own sons invaded the West Country. Even Gytha, Harold's mother, solicited Danish intervention from King Svein Estrithson, demonstrating a unified outcry against the foreign elite. This was a desperate bid to reclaim a lost kingdom, a last stand against an encroaching tide. But William's response to this surge of defiance was absolute and horrifying. By the third anniversary of Hastings, his scorched-earth policy, infamously known as the Harrying of the North, had exacted a horrifying toll. The chronicler Orderic Vitalis recorded over 100,000 deaths, a staggering figure for the time. Later, the meticulous 1086 Domesday book would estimate a chilling 75% population reduction in Yorkshire alone. Was this merely the harsh reality of conquest, or a systematic dismantling of a people? Whatever its label, organized Anglo-Saxon uprisings effectively ended by 1086. The transformation that followed was total. The Anglo-Saxon nobility was systematically erased, replaced by approximately 180 Norman landholders who ruled from their newly erected castles, symbols of foreign power. The Normans orchestrated a complete takeover of the Catholic Church in England, replacing Anglo-Saxon bishops and rebuilding churches in the new, imposing Romanesque style. Scholars of the 12th and 13th centuries, looking back, would deem occupied England a colony, a land under foreign rule, marked by continued royal absenteeism, a stark assessment that challenges the simpler narratives we often hear. The legacy of this foreign occupation runs deeper than stone and parchment. For around 300 years, Norman French remained the language of law and high society, while the English-speaking peasantry toiled below, their voices often unheard in official circles. It was only by the 14th century, prompted in part by the Hundred Years' War, that the French-speaking English aristocracy began to adopt English once more. But the language was forever changed. A remarkable 30 to 40% of modern English words are of French origin. Even today, the peerage of the modern United Kingdom remains largely descended from that Norman military elite, a foreign ruling class that inherited most of England's wealth and power almost a millennium ago. What untold stories of loss and survival are embedded in the very fabric of England, waiting to be fully understood?